Morning, morning, morning. It is Friday, the 2022 version of September the 16th, and you're back here with me, Sean Butler, and Bugsy Malone at the Spurs Talk Show for episode 46 of Tottenham Walks. Big game tomorrow, guys. Big game. Tottenham Leicester. Usually a very good game. Both teams go for it. Usually both teams score. Usually a fairly high scoring game, and usually Tottenham win. But these aren't usual times. Leicester City never usually sit bottom of the table. No team never usually goes 7 games without a win. And Leicester have got a good team. So don't let the league position fool you. Some people think that the team are downing tools and want Brendan Rodgers gone. They've lost faith in the man that's been there for 3 years. But maybe they're just a sleeping animal that's waiting for the chance to come at a team that are a little bit vulnerable right now, feeling a little bit sorry for themselves. And that could be Tottenham. We played a mini game this season, got the points on the board more times than we probably deserve to. Performances have been boring and usually effective but dull and uninspiring. That happened until Tuesday when we lost to Sporting, and people are calling for wholesale changes. People are talking about a lack of imagination with the substitutions and poor performances from our talisman players. And they want to see things different. They want to see something different. They want to see Jed Spence come in. They want to see Doherty come in. They want to see Longley, and they want to see Sonny drop maybe. Where's Bissouma? Where's Ollie Skip? We spoke about all this stuff on the show yesterday. A lot of the comments from Conte's do explain some of the absences of these players, that Doherty probably isn't ready yet, and that we won't likely see him until after the international break. That Ollie Skip is also recovering from long-term surgery and possibly isn't ready yet. Bugsy, over here. Come here, please. Good girl. Bissouma not tactically ready. It's the second time we've heard that. Second time in 3 weeks he's called him out for being tactically naive. Is that like a over-the-top, unnecessary thing to say? Or is he explaining it to the people because he's aware that the fans are frustrated, the journalists are asking questions? Why are you sticking with a formation in a team that just isn't clicking? And he's saying, well, I don't really have that many other options. I only really have Højbjerg and Bentancur in the midfield. I only really have Emerson because Doherty's not fit and Jed Spence isn't ready. Who knows? For me personally, I think the game against Leicester is going to be a massively pivotal moment for Tottenham. How we handle it, how we move forward, and whether or not the changes that we hope to see can be seen. And I personally think that there is a solution to the right wing back slot. I think the right wing back slot at the moment is affecting so much more than just our right wing back position. I've spoken about this many times. People in the comments on my live streams call me Distortion because I keep talking about the distorted effect of our squad, of our formation, when you have Emerson at right wing back. And especially so if you have Sanchez next to him, but even it doesn't matter, even when you have Romero next to him, the fact that Emerson Royale doesn't get forward and doesn't do his offensive duties to a high enough level suggests and requires that Tottenham push more of the emphasis of the play down the left hand side. If you look at the average starting spots, or the average heat maps, the average positions of players in the team across all of the games, the right wing back is as far north on the pitch as our left-sided centre back. Our left wing back is almost as far forward as our right wing forward, and then you have Sonny and Kane almost next to each other. I'll see if I can put up a picture right now to show you what I'm talking about. To me, the problem is when you have that force down the left-hand side, you have Perisic that is pushed so far up. I've said this to you before a million times, you'll be bored of hearing it now, that it compresses the space that Sonny has to run into. It also means that we're slightly predictable as a team, and that opposition managers know that Tottenham are going to play the ball down the left-hand side more likely than they are the right, and they overload that section, which means that Sonny isn't just left with being compressed by having his own players around him, but he also has too many opposition players around him. There's 5 or 6, 7 players sometimes within 3 meters of where Sonny is when he receives the ball back to goal. And that's not any way like, or anything like, the best way for Sonny to receive the ball. We know that Sonny's better when he's running into space, when he's got time and he's got the ability to put his pace and his trickery to work. He doesn't have that when the current system is implemented the way it currently is being implemented. And for me, the solution might be a little bit out there. Some people are saying, do you put Deki in at right wing back? Well, that's interesting. Maybe. He could do it. I think he could do it. I think he's strong enough. I think he's super intelligent as a player, and I think he's got a lot of adaptability about him. So I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do that. But it is a risk. And the other problem with playing that is that if you have him on the pitch and you have, consequently, Sonny, Rishi and Kane on the pitch as well, whilst Lucas Moura is out and Brian Hill isn't in anyone's plans, if you start with that formation and it doesn't work, and you're 0-0 after 60 minutes, or worse yet, you're losing, there's very little other options you can go to on the bench that can at least keep a plateau with the offensive tactic. You'd have to remove somebody. So for me, whilst I think it's interesting, I don't think we're going to see it just yet. If Doherty's out injured as well, and Jed Spence doesn't seem to be factoring into the plans of Antonio Conte, then the only other option that I can think of, and I think it actually makes a lot more sense than either or, is to move Ivan Perisic to right wing back. I think if you put Ivan Perisic at right wing back, remember he is 2-footed, he can cross the ball with both his feet. We've seen that when he does it on the left hand side. He's played in the right wing back position before in his past when he went to Germany for a season, and also at Inter Milan he has done that as well. We know he's capable in that position, and I think by doing that you solve a lot of problems. You still maintain the option to have that fourth striker coming off the bench, whoever it would be. And in this scenario, I think it would have to be Richie. I think you'd want to have Deki up in front of Perisic on the right-hand side, so that Deki can naturally come in, get out of the way. Perisic can do the overlap better than Emerson ever did, and you have somebody that can cross the ball. What that also allows you to do is have Sessegnon at the left wing-back spot, which gets back to the status quo of how Sonny used to play well. When Sessegnon gets the ball, he doesn't like to overlap. He doesn't really overlap anywhere near as frequently as Perisic does. He doesn't want to get into Sonny's position, Sonny's pace, or Sonny's space rather. So for me, I think it solves maybe 4 or 5 problems in one. It allows you to have the offensive option on the bench should you need it, which doesn't happen if you play Deki at right wing back. It allows you to have far more balance to the team, which makes you less predictable to the opposition. They can't overload certain areas because they're 90% sure that the ball is likely going to go down that particular channel. I think when you have Perisic on the right and Deki in front of him, you're just as likely to use that channel with Romero as well there as you are on the left with Longley, Sessegnon and Sonny. To me, those 6 players in those formations sound so much more balanced than Romero, Emerson, Richie, Davies, Perisic, Son. But on top of that, you also end up with a solution where Sonny gets more space, Sonny can get his creativity and get that goal and hopefully click things into action. For me, I feel like it's still an experiment. We haven't seen Perisic play on the right, and I'm sure he's probably better on the left than he is on the right, but sometimes the needs of the team are paramount. In fact, always the needs of the team are paramount. And if at the moment we don't have a more recognised regular right wing back that Conte is prepared to use in Doherty or Jed Spence for one reason or another, then for me, I think if Lucas Moura is also out injured, the consequences of using Deki could prove dire in a game where you don't take the lead using that formation. And so for me, I think Perisic playing there solves more problems than it creates, and hopefully it could be the opening up of a more balanced and unpredictable team that Tottenham can take advantage of and hopefully do it well against Leicester. I'd love to know your thoughts. My predicted lineup for the game, just to go over it, is Hugo Lloris in goal, I still think you'll see Emerson at right wing back, but I'd much rather see Perisic. And then in the back three, you'll see Romero, Dyer, Longley. Left wing back, I'd like to see Sessegnon. I think you're going to see Perisic. Midfield two, unfortunately, are going to be Højbjerg and Bentancur. I say unfortunately only because I think that it would be great to see Bissouma and Skip, but again, for whatever reason, Conte doesn't think that they're ready. And then up front, I think you're going to see Sonny, Kane and Deki brought back in. But I'd rather see Sonny, Kane and Deki in a world where Perisic was playing right wing back and Sessegnon was at the left. But if it's Emerson at right wing back, I think I'd rather see Richie on the left, Kane in the middle and Deki on the right. It's the only front three that hasn't been tried yet for 90 minutes. And I think if you're going to play Perisic, then you need someone who's not going to be harmed as much by Perisic doing the overlap, and that for me would be Richie. Let me know your thoughts, guys. It's a bit of a crazy one. I expect some comments to say, you're out of your mind, Butler. And maybe I am. Maybe I am. I'll see you later on. I'm not sure if I'll do a show today. I might even be going to the game tomorrow. I haven't nailed it. I've got a ticket ready waiting for me if I want it. Just don't know. But if I do go to the game, you'll be seeing a match day vlog. If I don't go to the game, you'll be seeing a match day watch along. That's my predicted lineup, guys. Let me know what yours is in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you to everybody who helped me get over the 3,000 subscribers. That happened last night. Really, really cool. I'm touched that 3,000 of you would care enough to hit that button. And it means the world. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Have a wonderful Friday night. As always, guys. As always! Bye-bye!